Welcome to Epic Bay. Echo. I don't know why this is echoing. Give me 1 second. All right, that seemed to fix it. Okay, the circle to your right is Berkeley Yacht Club. The circle to your left is the Army Corps of Engineers dock in Sausalito. That's the route we took. Notice the currents are ebbing slowly in the Berkeley Circle area and then more quickly out in the channel. We stopped at Angel Island at the immigration station briefly to catch our breath and to pee. The green circle is the Southampton Shoal Light, and those black lines were the high-speed ferry lanes, which was our major concern. We went out at 4:30 in the morning, at almost at the bottom of the low, but the water had already started ebbing. It was kind of pushing us slightly south, but not much more than at a knot in the Berkeley Circle. We didn't start feeling the currents until we got out into the channel. We aimed towards the Southampton Shoal Light, which you can't really see when you're that low to the water at night, even though it was perfectly clear out there. It was absolutely gorgeous. Great visibility, which you cannot see with said video, unfortunately. What else? Yeah, so couldn't see the Southampton Shoal Light, but Point Chauncey is in the background, which has all the lights from the San Francisco State University Marine Department. So we kind of aimed towards that. And we did great. Buddy Tom was taking pictures, which turned out better than my video the whole time, so I'll throw some of those in there. And our speed is 4 times whatever the normal speed is of a time lapse. It took us roughly an hour and a half to get to Southampton Shoal area, and then it took us, I don't know, 30 minutes from there to land on the beach of Angel Island, and then it only took us 45 minutes from there to get to our destination, Sausalito. So overall, we were on the water for, I don't know, 3 hours. Is that math correct? 4:30 to, maybe 4 hours. Let's say it took us 4 hours to get across the bay. Three of us. We were on 2 paddleboards, one inflatable paddleboard, one throwaway paddleboard, and a POS kayak. I wore bottoms of a wetsuit, but was shirtless for most of the trip. Tom wore a dry suit. I think he was pretty comfortable, maybe sweaty. And then buddy Henry wore wetsuit, and he seemed to be fine too. So depending on your body temp, your body dress warmly and be prepared to get really hot. That is the immigration station there. Bell's to your right. Sun came up right about that time. As you can see, this is me with my head recording device on, aka GoPro. What did we pack for the trip? Carrots, water, coffee. That's pretty much it. We had a VHF with us. We had headlamps with us. We only came close to one ferry, and they apparently never saw us. I didn't ask him on the radio. We were out of his track. It's possible he picked us up on radar. I called VTS as we crossed the main channel and let them know that we were there. There was some larger shipping traffic in the area, and I just wanted everybody to know that we were there. Here we are rounding Point Simpson, and that is 5 to 6 knot currents. It's pretty challenging to get that board to move through there. That's an inflatable that I rented from REI for $60. I was perfectly satisfied with that. Yeah, so as soon as we get around this corner, we are then going with the currents, and then we just fly directly to Peninsula Point, which is the green 3 over by Belvedere. And it was just absolutely beautiful. What else can I tell you about our trip across the bay? A lot of people were saying that this was dangerous, or I needed to have a support boat with me, or, it's all sorts of things about why this should not be done. But I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again solo. And I don't see any reason why this was a bad idea. I thought it was great. So rent a paddleboard from REI. You can Uber to your begin point, and you can Uber home with a inflatable paddleboard. Just know what your currents are doing, and have some sort of plan. Maybe take a friend and a radio with you. Otherwise, I think everybody should do this. All right, trivia time. What is Raccoon Straits named after? Hmm. Where is the oldest European building in the bay? What is the pointy peak in that picture? And Point Richard does it work. That's the background of, excuse me, y'all, that's Tiburon. Tiburon. There's a train museum right there. I'm about to paddle across it. That white building is a train museum in Tiburon. That bridge is taken in Portugal. That was not taken in Portugal. That was the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know why I said that. There is a bridge in Portugal. What is that? Lisbon. Lisbon has a duplicate of the Golden Gate Bridge. The land mass off the starboard bow there is Belvedere, and the point is Peninsula Point. The buoy is a green number 3, and I have seen that buoy submerged 2 feet underwater before. I'll have to post that picture at some point. We're about to head into Richardson's Bay. The water depth just changed from 100 feet to about 10 feet over the course of 100 yards. Now we're in shallow water, super flat. It's one of the most expensive houses in California to the right. And our destination is directly off the bow at this point, and it's a dock beside the Army Corps of Engineers dock. Mountain off the starboard bow is Mount Tamalpais, which I've heard means naked lady laying down. I don't think that's true, but you never know. I certainly haven't looked it up. There's Tom. Tom is a professional highliner. I mean, he slacklines over canyons and gorges and things. Henry is around somewhere. There he is on the right. This is Henry's 3rd time on a kayak, and he just crossed the San Francisco Bay. Okay, we're approaching a day beacon here in Richardson's Bay. There's 2 day beacons in this area. One is on Yellow Bluff, and one is here on this conspicuous high and dry little island thing. These day beacons are good for lining up or positioning a ship using the Deepwater Channel. There's a few rocks out there, Arch Rock, Shattuck Rock, Harding Rock, that could really mess you up. Here's some close-up pictures. That's Yellow Bluff. Have a better picture here in a moment. There we go. You're not supposed to be back there, folks. Moving on past the day beacon. We're going to cross Richardson's Bay. A lot of cool stories back here. There's eelgrass. The namesake of Richardson's Bay, Richardson's, his first name is spacing me, was apparently the founder of Yerba Buena. There's a good book out about him. And he lived here in Sausalito. He had a land grant, the Sausalito land grant, and then he had the New Albion land grant up near Humboldt, which he lost as the territory of California became a state. But his family kept the land grant here, and eventually Richardson had a bad business a bad business where he lost 3 ships in the course of 1 year, and it basically forced him to sell his land, which he got change for, and now it's some of the highest priced real estate in California. Um, William Richardson, there we go. There's his name. He's a really interesting cat. But here in the Bay, there was noted sea otters. When he lived here, the land was full of bear and elk and other large wildlife. The bay itself is covered in eelgrass to this day, and it's threatened by uh, climate change and also pollution. Not to mention anchors from a lot of these anchor outs. The anchor out story is a story we'll touch another time. It's a two-sided story, three-sided story. A lot of pieces to that puzzle to dissect, and a lot of views that need to be heard on every side of the argument, and a lot of cool, fun characters on both sides of the argument too. We're going to pass a few lovely anchor outs here in a second who don't look too happy to see us paddling near their boat. That's all right. I'm sure they'll get over it. And off our bow, you'll start to see a white tall ship, and that is the Matthew Turner, part of the Call of the Sea. It's a wooden tall ship, just launched and had its COI a few years ago now. It's 2022 now, so I think it was COI'd in 2020, maybe 2019, or maybe I'm even a year late and it was 2018. My daughter does a program over there, and I've been on board that boat a few times. Really fun for the kids. Cool boat for me too if I was able to go on it. And I know you can purchase a ticket to get out on cruises and do historical cruises and crawl tall ship stuff. Can't talk again. Go figure. Okay, we're about to dock. I have a good friend over here that owns a boat who was kind enough to let us leave our vessels there as we went to retrieve the truck back in Berkeley. To wrap up, I recommend that you get your butt on a paddleboard or kayak or canoe or whatever you want and get across the bay. I'm going to do it again solo in the near future. I want to do it again in the deep fog, and I want to do it with a paddle boat Swan that I saw the other day in the San Rafael Creek. So if anybody knows who owns that paddle boat Swan in San Rafael Creek, please forward them to me. If you like what you see, hit like or give me some stars, leave some comments. These beginning videos are going to be amateur. That's just the way this thing works. I don't have a lot of money or time to invest in high quality productions, but I think you get the point of what I'm trying to do. San Francisco Bay is my favorite body of water. There's just so much going on here, and I work in the bay, I play in the bay, I fish in the bay, I lounge in the bay. And I think other people should do the same thing. It means a lot to me, and the people that I am around on the water and by the water are some of the most amazing people I know. So thanks for watching, and check us out at epicbaycruiseco.com.